Hello, welcome to MyWebUniversity free educational videos. Today in the series of Python tips and tricks, I'm going to do Python tips and tricks number 3. On number 1, we showed you how to do a number of command lines with Python-C command. And then in addition, we went inside the interpreter and showed you how to do some kind of range and for statement and other functions. And in addition, we showed you how to do Python, how to get help inside Python interpreter, which I'm going to review that one quickly before I do the number 3 today, which is the Python 3 PyDoc modules. So on the number 1, we showed you the command line tricks. And I'm going to just quickly show you on the command line what I showed you last time. So if you go on the Python and then just type in help here, this is what we showed you in the command line. You could just type in topics and then you get a list of topics. And if you just type in lists, for example, you get all the information about the list. And then when you type in Q for quit, you get out, or you just press enter here. Inside here, you could also do a print, like for example, let's say help, and then topics here. And then that would you have to do it in uppercase, I believe. Topics, and then the 2 brackets. Let me just make sure that it is covered like it is. One and this print help topics. See why it is not doing so. Math function, it is going to do that. Print help. There's a typo somewhere here. I have to check it again. It is not saying math is not defined. Oh yeah, if the module is not loaded, it will not do it. So I have to say like import math first, and then inside the function, that's the trick that you have to do that one, print, then help on the math. So I have to read the information, otherwise it's not going to work. So when you do the import, and now the module is there, but sometimes you don't have to import it, and that's the objective of today's tip and tricks, to use the PyDoc module. And the PyDoc module, you don't have to import it, for example. So let me quit out of this by typing quit like that, and then with the function name. So now I'm inside here, and if I just clear my screen and then I say Python-m for the module, and then type in PyDoc, and then math function, this one is going to just basically say use the -m option with loading module PyDoc, which is the module, and then find out information about the module math. So this would just basically give me the same information without importing the math module. As you can see, it is loading it there, and then you just press the space bar to read it more. And if you want to just go up and down, that's also allowing you the option to do it depending on the browse option of the Windows or Linux or command lines that you have. On Linux, you have to do Shift J or Escape J and Escape K to go up and down, J and K. So here you just use this bar, the cursor. It's much easier. And then so the same thing, if I just do the square root of function, then I can get the math for the square root function there. And then similarly, if I want to do the power functions, then notice that I'm saying the module name first, followed by the power functions. Let me minimize this screen here. In fact, I want to just first minimize this one, and then go back to this module. So the slideshow, I didn't do it. I'm going to start from the the very first slideshow, and we were just showing you the command line for the help that we did that one. Then this other one was for import, that is, the video is already there. You should watch it. And then and the third one that I'm going to do today is the PyDoc module. This is the modules that we are going to discuss right now. So in order to do that one, let me just minimize this one, go back to my command prompt here, and then on the Windows, you can run the command PyDoc, like -m option with PyDoc, or the Linux side. So if I'm on a Linux machine, let me just open here. I could do the same thing, clear screen here, and this is a Linux machine, uname -a. You can see that it is there, etc os-release is Ubuntu. So if I clear my screen here and say Python 3, which is the version that I'm running here, quit out of that one. Notice that if I do import math, and then I say print help on math, basically you could do that one and get the help on math there. And if you just want to do the square root, you could do that one, as well as if you just do the power function here. This is because I'm doing the module for the power. It's inside the math module, that is in the definition. And notice that this function only has y coordinate. But if I just don't put the math module and I use the POW of built-in interpreter of Python, then it is going to show you the x-axis base, and then the y exponential, and then the mode, which is the modulator. So that is a different functions. The number of arguments that's passed is 3 versus 2. And this is one is the default one. So if you provide the 2, it also works with similar to math.pow function. But remember that inside the Python interpreter, I had to just do import math. But if I want to just not import it, I could say Python 3-m for the module name, and then the name of the module is PyDoc, and then the function, the module that I want to get help on it is the math module, and then it will go through the same thing. So this is on Linux. Notice that portability in POSIX kind of option that it is there. You don't have to just actually worry about compatibility, that okay, on Windows it works one way, or the same module, and both of them it works the same way. So it's called root. You can see that it is there. And if you get something like a math.pow function, pi constant, you could see that the pi is showing you as a class, but then all the things that you can do, all the function with the pi, it is giving you definition of those one as well. So I'm going to come back on the Windows side and then do a little bit more on the Windows side with same commands to see this on the Windows side, and because I want to just open a browser also on the interface. So if you have a graphical interface on your Windows as well as Linux, yeah, you can just open a browser as well on this one. But if you don't have like a browser interface, then you just have to do it only on Windows. So since I'm local here, I can just do Python-m, and then at this time I could say PyDoc, and then -p for the port, and I could just say port 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this port is arbitrary, so you can just give any port that is available, and that is there. By default, the port number that you give, it opens on the loopback interface or localhost port, and it is going to just do that one. In order to actually see the server side, you have to type in B. If you don't type in B here, you go to the browser, and the Python information is there, but you're not going to be able to click on some information to read further. So you have to say browse now. Once you type in browse, it automatically opens it for you on a browser, and then so the browser is open now. It's going to load. As you can see, it's loading the PyDoc Python documentation online for you. And obviously, you can also go to python.org, and then based on that one, you can get any documentation for any version that you have. You can just get documentation by going here on the documentation page. Docs.python or python.org/docs also takes you there. As you can see, Python docs here, the button is there. You can even download it and install it, or you can just go for the version what's new in Python 3.10 and get a little more information about the tutorials and library reference. There's a lot of information on the python.org website that you can be working on months and months of information, and still will find more information. So it's not like you will be missing anything. There's plenty of information available on the python.org website. Pretty nice. So when you go to the local host, the one that I started from the command line here, this one, because I type in B for browser, this browser opened. Now I have all the information here that I can just go here. So if I just get to like garbage collector or stat or arrays, wherever I click, like let's say I click on the arrays, I will get information on the array things. And if I want to go back to the module index, I can type and click here. And then there's keywords also you can search for by the keywords. And for example, if statement, for statement, while statement, any of them, you just click on it, it's just available for you. And then remember the other commands that we did. Let me just go back to the Unix side. And then right here, instead of like this, I could say topics, and then automatically give me a list of all the topics that are there. The dictionary, binaries, and conditional statement, list, queues, and power, and tuples, unaries, all of the assertion, assignment statement. So a lot of these things is there. So I could also go here on the graphic and then click on topics, and that would be equivalent to that one. But because I opened this port, now I have kind of like access to run on these each one of them based on whatever command I do. And if I just say, well, since the information is on Python doc, I can read it from here. If this one is not coming, or sometimes local is really good because you don't have to be connected to the internet. And if you can just get the information from inside Python interpreter or PyCharm IDE or inside using a browser, those are the functionality that you love to have it as a developer. I do. So and then right here, for example, let's say on this one, I could also search, for example, for math module here. If I just click on math and notice that all the modules related to the functions that are related to math module, it will show me here. And then here, if I just go, for example, requests, this is, you have to type it correctly. So let's say by accident, I missed the S here. Request is not a module name. So if I type in this one, it says could not find topics. Now you know that you type in something wrong. So request with S, that's the name of the modules. And then request.get is the a name that you want to use the function method.get that to connect to URL. So here you could also get, like, for example, math.sqrt functions or math.pow function. Notice again here, math.pow is different than the actual pow function. So if I do math.pow, it shows me that math.pow for this modules is that it's in Y coordinate, but the pow, which is the Python built-in function, it is just 3 argument, base, exponential, and then the mod. The mod is optional, which is a default value. If you don't provide it, it's equal none. So this is pretty good here. If you just type in something that you never searched, it's going to take a little bit longer. to find it, like NumPy or something. So the search, but if you search it before, it's already in your cache and it will just do it. So in addition to using this browser option, I want to show you a couple of more things with command lines that you can do here. So you can also, like for example, let's say once this one is done, I'm going to just go for the moment on the Linux side and open this one. And then let's say I do this one, and then I want to just see, for example, the if statement. The if statement, you can see it says that it's a if statement. It has the syntax and also related topics, truth values. You could do that one. The truth values, some of them, when the expression is a Boolean operator, it has a truth value of yes or true or false. And then based on that one, you could get information. Similarly, you could get the for statement, you can get the while statement. So all the help is here. Notice that this window shows up now here. You could get the NumPy, and then notice that here is really cool information for all the functions, the details, everything. And if you look for like built-in library, like regular expression, it's already there, so you don't have to do it. Some of the modules that are kind of like add-on that you have to, it's not part of the standard libraries of Python. You just have to add on like NumPy or request. You may just see a little bit delay on the search when you do it, but like a regular expression is part of the standard, so it will show up right away. And notice that the cool regular expression syntax that is showing here, the special characters, meta characters, it is similar to Linux, Unix, and Mac, even Windows. Some of those kind of regular expression, you could maybe use it interchangeably from time to time, especially if you're using it inside Python. They all are working. Doesn't matter what operating system you have. But what I was talking about, the regular expression syntax, sometimes between Linux, Mac, and Unix is a similar regular expression. I'm pretty much familiar with it, and I have done a lot of that here. So let me just go back on the browser, and on the browser I'm going to quit out of this one. So when you're done with it, basically if you just close this documentation page here and then go back to your browser, the browser is telling you that you have an option to quit now, or just type in B again to go. So this time I'm going to type Q for quit, and that would just finish my page that is was loaded. Because I closed it already, it is confused, saying that I don't know how to close that browser, because you just close it by clicking on the close. So this doesn't matter, actually. It does. I could Control C out of it, and it is going to take a little bit longer than normal. So I can even kill this session if I want to. At the same time, I don't want to close it, see if Python is going to be smart enough or strong enough to just figure out the issue and close it. Whether I close it or the itself gets closed, it should have not hanged there. So let me open another command prompt, and I can always close that command prompt if it hangs from the Windows side. You can also go on the task manager and then just look at your command. If it says the process is hanging, then the only way you could take care of it is to just stop it. So there's 3 command prompt here, and then the status of them are unknown here. It doesn't show anything. So I'm going to close this one to just see that this one is still hanging. There should be only 2 of them. So I'm going to close this one also and say end task. And then let's see if that one closes it. This other one, I can also close it from here. And then now this one is gone. So now I'm going to just go back here on the CMD and then open a new fresh one. And this the fresh one is the one that I will be using it. So I have this one. I'm going to close the task manager. I don't need it. And then these browser options that are there, I'm not gonna need them either. So at this time, I'm going to basically show you, if I go to MyWebUniversity.com, and then here I have these programs directory. Inside the programs, I have YouTube, and then inside YouTube, I have Python. So in the Python here, last video, I showed you how to do this import demo.py and plot sine and cosine functions. So as a test, I want to just do a more on this one, type plot sine cosine.py. This one was the program. Although I don't have too much documentation, I have a little bit here, and that should be just picked up for the Python documentation. Normally, if you have a function, you want to just write on the first line of the function, and PyDoc, PyString, which are the three single quote or three double quote, and start with one of them. And if you start with three double quote, then you have to end the PyString with three double quote. Similarly with three single quotes. So whether you write it for the module name, you started on the first line actually, and then you could do it, and then similarly you could put it on the first line of the function. And so, and then you indent it properly and everything. So here, I'm not showing you exactly how the PyDoc string should be formatted, but I'm showing you the option that if you want to generate PyDoc in any for any of your modules that we already did, you have that option. Before I do that one, let me just run the program, say Python 3-m, and then I'm going to do a plot sine, actually PyDoc. And then if I just say plot sine cosine.py, it's going to run the program as well as generate the PyDoc for it. So if I just don't give the extension for it, and then it's going to definitely create a .html file for it. And that is what actually it is just running it first. And then let's see if it is not going to show the output on the file. It is just showing it on the screen. You see that PyDoc and the documentation for it. After it runs it with this syntax, it just opens the modules, run it, and then it's going to show the PyDoc string on to the output on the screen. But if I want to just see it on the screen without running it, then I can put a -w here, and then say plot sine cosine. This one -w will write a plot sine cosine.html file after running it. So let's see right here. This one, it's writing it. And then now you can see it wrote plot sine and cosine.html. And then this one is plot sine cosine.html. Since I'm inside Microsoft Windows, I can just do a start, and then it will just tell me that this is your HTML file that you just wanted to start it, open it. So plot sine cosine, you can see that this HTML file that is on that directory, I just did it. You have an option of to open it in other browser options, or maybe Node or something. But HTML is good to open it on a browser. And notice that the NumPy module that was imported on these ones are also showing. But if you click on this one, there's no documentation on that one, because inside that function itself did not have anything but importing it. So if you want a detail of something, you just have to generate it based on that one. Another method that you can do here, let me just show you. If you want to just generate a plot sine cosine, I did that one. So you can also do a PyDoc command, and instead of -right for this one, you could say, for example, let's say for math function. So for math, it will create a math.html here. So then you can say start math.html, and then you will get the PyDoc math module here. And again, and the same option that we did here, if you want a smaller one, you could just say math let's say pow function, or square root, or sine function. Let's say for the sine function itself, we just want to do that one. And then now I have the math.html and math.sine. And if I want to see math.sine.html, you could just see that it's giving you the math.sine function here. Let's do one more function for, let's say, and instead of this, we could just say JSON. And then notice here that you have the JSON here. So start JSON.html will also give you the JSON module with details here. And then if you want to just generate one for topics, for example, just like topics, we were covering topics, and then let's see dash topics. So somehow topics is not coming. So let's see for some of the word you also can do with dash key for the keywords, but it is going to take a little bit longer. So dash keywords, if you just say, for example, numpy, and this is going to take a little bit longer to just display it, but we're not writing it, we're just displaying it on the key based on the keyword. Keyword, like I was searching earlier with the port 120, 1234 port. So you do have those options, and notice that the numpy, everything that matches that keyword is there. That's why it is going to take a little bit longer before it displays everything for you. And you have to make it more unique in order to do a faster search or resolve. And then let's see if we can just break it by a smaller one to see how fast it comes in. I'm going to just say math.sqrt. So the keyword math, it has to match math module as well as square root, and see if it is finding it right away, or it's still slow for the keyword search because it's doing every keyword match, and it did not find it. But if I do a square root, which we had a function named square root, it was inside the modules. But why would you do that one? And if you can get the PyDoc math.sqrt without the keyword, there are certain words that you have to search for it by keywords, and that's why you do the keywords. Like let's say the if statement or for statement, while statement. The keyword while is the key part of a keyword. If statement is there, for statement is there. So if it matches the keyword, then it will list it for you here. I believe that's it for this video, because we covered enough for how to use the Python doc there. But remember, the Python doc modules, if you are using it, you just have to put -m in front of it, and then the name here that you put in could be a name of a module name, like regular expression or math or something. You just search for it, and then it will show the details for you here. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it, and please don't forget to subscribe at our channel so you could watch all of these videos, and then make sure that I'm going to post Python tips and tricks number 3, which is this PyDoc module that we just did. And I hope you have a great time, and please don't forget to like and subscribe and make more comments so I can post the latest updates for you. Okay, have a nice one. Take care. Bye bye.